Lupine Farm, y'all. I'm so excited you guys are joining us in this video. I know it's been a while. This is just going to be kind of a day in the life. This day was actually a little bit different than usual because we had some new things going on, but I still hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for watching. I guess we'll go ahead and get on into it. I just had to have this little clip of Koa being silly as we were working in the garden yesterday. Okay, so I know my hair looks a little silly in this thing. I'm doing a heatless curl, but it's actually a tea towel because I didn't want to buy the heatless curling thing, which is like $50. But so to wash my face, I make my own face toner, which is kombucha and aloe vera oil. I put it on a rag and wipe my face with it morning and night. I do not use soap. So my face is a little broke out because of a new supplement I'm taking. My body is trying to get used to it. That is normal. It happens, but it is a little frustrating. This oil, Geranium from Young Living, is what I use to help with acne scarring. It has done wonders for my face, and it helps keep new ones from scarring so badly and for staying so long. So that is great. I use castor oil, organic castor oil, cold pressed, and hexane free for my moisturizer. I kind of use it for my whole body, but I also use olive oil and coconut oil. Castor oil is my favorite one that I use for my face. I kind of do it all over. It is so good, so nourishing, and it can help heal blemishes and stuff like that too. I do not put eyeliner mascara on every day, but we were planning on going to the gym today, and I just wanted to feel a little bit better. That didn't end up happening, but you know, I didn't know that at the time. Okay, so now I'm going to take this out of my hair, this tea towel, as silly as it is, I know, but if you look, it actually works. I'm so excited. It takes less than 5 minutes to put in the night before, and even less than that to take out the next day. It is so cute, and I'm so excited about it. I've done it the past few nights. It's something that I've just been doing recently. I wish I would have known about it a long time ago, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. It is just so exciting for me though, because I love having curly hair, but it's so hard to curl my hair all the time. So, yep, there you go. So cute, so excited. Bear got to stay the night inside because it was raining, and there was some suspicious vehicles sitting out in the pasture next to us, and we didn't know what was going on, so I brought him into the bedroom with me after Micah left for work, so he got to stay the night with me. This is the new Vitex fruit supplement that I'm taking to help balance hormones. It is what caused my face to break out, but apparently your body just has to adjust to it, so I've been trying to be consistent with it. We will see. I'm at 2 months, and you're supposed to take it for at least 3 to experience the benefits, so we'll see what happens. Bear is so excited to be inside with his mommy. I love his eyes, his little floppy ears. They just make me so happy. He is supposed to be an outside dog, but you know how that goes sometimes. He needed to be inside with mommy today. This is my little betta fish that I keep beside the sink. His name is Tiger, and he's a feisty little fellow. And I've got some different things starting, sweet potatoes, garlic, a succulent there, you know, all the little random things that a homesteader does. This is my other fish tank that I just recently set up. It's got guarmies, neons, and some little Cory catfish and stuff like that in there. I'm really excited about it. It's making me very happy. It's very good for your nervous system to watch fish, and so I have them. I'm excited to have them again and have them around the house. This is actually a little bunny that I rescued. She just kind of popped up in the yard, and Koa almost got her, but I have found her a new home. And this is our new little rescue. Someone at church found her. Its little nest had been destroyed, and they think its mama was killed. So I am trying to bottle feed it and, you know, help it to get healthy and strong so that I can release it back into the wild. I have never done this before. This is my first time. I've never had any issues with my mom's, you know, not taking care of babies, so I've never bottle fed them, and I have not rescued any wild ones yet. So this is the first time. As you can see, I was rubbing its belly because from everything, all my research, it helps calm the bunny down by having its little belly rubbed. So I was trying to calm it down before I started feeding it. It was very stubborn as I was trying to feeding it. This is the first feeding, and it was not going well. It took me 30 minutes at least for the first feeding, and again, the second feeding, which I will show you in a bit, again took 30 minutes, and I did not realize it was going to take so long. But finally, I was able to sit down and do my devotions. Devotions is a very important part of my morning. I sometimes don't do it, and I always regret it. So this is a very, very important time to me, having my time in prayer with my Heavenly Father. And of course, vitamins, all the vitamins. Okay, so just like a quick little update on my hair. If you can see, it's not super curly anymore after, like, there's a little bit. But normally, like, I did this Saturday so that it was curly for Sunday, and it lasted the whole day. I did put some hairspray in it and stuff, but it lasted the whole day. But today, going out and it's raining and windy and all the things, I've been in and out trying to feed that new little baby bunny, the wild bunny that I'm attempting to save. So coming in and out, it just blew my curls out. So, you know, still, it was, so that's why, oh my goodness, that is why it's not super curly. So if you guys do decide to try it, I don't want you to think that, oh, well, it just doesn't stay, you know. It really does work unless you're out in the rain and lots of wind and all the things. But it also depends on your hair type and all that stuff, but y'all know that. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of explain what I'm doing now. I do apologize for the lighting and the camera angle. Bear with me. But what I'm doing, and yes, I'm slouching because I can't stay in the camera. This is, you can see, sourdough. It's gonna be sourdough dinner roll type things. Anyway, I make these into like decent sized buns, and then I use those for sandwiches and whatnot. And I made my dough last night, or well, I guess yesterday afternoon, and it has set overnight to continue fermenting so that the whole thing is fermented. There is no just flour in it that's not fermented, because sometimes when you just add your sourdough, say to a normal bread recipe or the sourdough recipe you're using, you add flour and then bake it, it's not all fermented. And so if you have issues with the gluten and stuff, it can still mess with your stomach. But with this, it rises amazing. It gets super duper fluffy, and it is completely fermented, so easy to digest, easy on your stomach. So this is what it looks like. I also use this recipe to make cinnamon rolls and other baked goods like that. And this is like double the size it was when I put it in there. So I'm just gonna lift it up. You can see. It's so soft. And then just lay it on my sheet. Okay, so you're supposed to let them rise for a few hours. I don't always do that. It kind of depends on how much time I have, but they seem to rise so much when you bake them that it's never been much of a problem. But I will let them rise for a little while I vacuum and maybe do dishes or something and throw them in the oven. My hair is like crazy. So I'm not gonna film what I'm going to do next because it's just kind of difficult to film washing dishes and vacuuming and doing laundry and all that good stuff when you don't have a tripod. So that is what I'm gonna do, and then I may do some qigong as well. But I'm probably not going to film that either, because if I'm filming, I can't really relax and just be in the moment. And qigong and all that stuff is a lot of meditating, and I can't focus if I have a camera on me. So I'm not gonna be filming that, but that is a very big part of my day, and I'm running very behind. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to feed my sourdough. So this is my sourdough. It's very, very bubbly. I fed it yesterday around 9:30. I think it's like almost 11 now. As I said, I'm running very far behind. What you do, or what I do anyway, is I'm going to take a lot of the sourdough, which will be just sourdough discard. I'll put it in a different container. I'm actually gonna empty out most of this sourdough because I don't need a lot of sourdough right now. It only takes like 1/4 of a cup to make my buns with, and so I don't need a lot. I'm not doing a lot of other cooking as far as my sourdough cooking right now, so I am just going to make it just a little bit. So just feed it to keep it awake and alive and all that good stuff, but call that good. So this is how much sourdough discard I have. I can use this to make my rolls. A lot of people will tell you that you have to, when you're gonna make bread, it has to be at its bubbliest, not after it has risen and deflated. And that's not how I find works. I mean, that's probably great, but it works just as well if it's sourdough discard. And so I'll put this in the refrigerator, and I can literally just use this to make my sourdough rolls. I can't talk today, but anywho, so there's that. For this, I'm going to add some flour, and I'm not gonna add like a ton. You can, if it's a very healthy sourdough, which mine is, you can pretty well add just as much as you need. So if you just have a little bit of sourdough in here, but you need a lot of sourdough because you're gonna be baking with it, you can add however much you need and let it sit for a little while and you'll be good to go. But because I'm not doing a lot of sourdough baking right now, I'm just gonna feed it a little. So you need to feed it according to how much is in there. So you don't wanna underfeed it. So if you have a cup of sourdough, you need a cup of flour and water to feed it. But since I emptied so much out of it, I don't have a lot in there that I need to feed. So I'm going to run over there and put some filtered water in it. I don't really measure it. I just kind of dump it in there. It needs to be the consistency of like pancake batter, so that's too thick. And I got all my recipes or most of my recipes and learned all this stuff from YouTube channels like Farmhouse on Boone or Hopewell Heights. Those are some of my favorite ones to watch. So if you're wanting a little bit more knowledge on how this all works, I'd recommend going that direction and going to their channel. Because even though I know what I'm doing now, I just don't feel like very able to like teach it. Like I'm just not very great at that, I don't think. And so I'm not even going to try too much. Like I'm kind of telling you what I'm doing, but if you want a little more information, I would go to one of those channels or something similar and get all the information that you want. So I'm just kind of walking you through what I do during the day. So again, my sourdough is very healthy, so it does not take long for it to bubble up. And since I'm not kneading it right now, I'm going to actually put this in the refrigerator, but you will not be able to use this straight out of the refrigerator. You will have to set it out and let it ferment a little bit. Or at least that's what I found. There may be other things or other ways that you can do it. I don't know. From what I found, my experience with what I'm doing with it, you gotta let it ferment a little while after you take it out of the refrigerator. So, but I'm not gonna need it for a little bit, especially since I have all this discard that I need to use. So it is gonna go in the refrigerator, and I'm also gonna write my date and time on there so I know when it was done in case I leave it in there for several days or even a week. So it's very, very rainy today, and so I'm kind of just pilfering around the house most of the time, or for today. I'm gonna kind of stay in the house. We were planning on going to the gym together, Mike and I, but some plans changed. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm just pilfering around in here, getting caught up on everything that I got behind on. One of the things I got behind on was cleaning Tiger's little jar. So I went ahead and washed that today since it's raining and I can't really be outside. Got it washed. I put some Start Right in there to get the chlorine and stuff out of the water. And then I'm gonna put him back in there. I took out some of my ivy as well because it was getting a little overgrown in there and he didn't have as much space to swim around. So I'm gonna do it gently so it doesn't shock him if the temperature is different. There we go, he's so pretty. I haven't had him very long, but he is a feisty little guy and I enjoy watching him. So it is about time for another feeding. I boiled some water. I'm gonna put it here in this coffee cup and set the bottle in there to heat up. I measured out how much he's supposed to eat today this morning in this little bottle. And then after the feeding, I've just been keeping it in the refrigerator. It has to be used within this hour, or within the 24 hours, but hopefully he will drink it all because he really needs it. He is being a little turkey, that's for sure. I'm trying to be very gentle with him. Being a wild rabbit especially, they're just different than a domesticated rabbit, and they need to be afraid of humans. If he's going to survive out in the wild, he needs to be afraid. I'm kind of trying to check him over again and make sure that he's, you know, all his reflexes are good. I'm rubbing his little belly again. He's not moving a lot out there in the cage, and so I've been a little concerned about him, but he seems awfully feisty in here, so he must not be doing too bad. Okay, we're gonna give this another whirl. Went ahead and check the temperature. Let's see. Feeding a wild baby bunny is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I can tell you that much for sure. So my hair kind of fell over him, but he actually started eating whenever my hair was covering him, so I think he felt more protected, maybe more like he was underneath his mom as it naturally would be. I don't know, but he seemed to really like my hair being over him, but it made it a lot harder for me to see what I was doing. You gotta eat, turkey butt. It went down my sleeve. Now how am I supposed to feed you in there? It crawled in my sleeve. Okay. It's trying to burrow up my sleeve. Okay, honey. Okay. You've got to eat this. It's for your health, okay? It's for your health. It's not eaten enough. It needs to eat that whole bottle today. And it hasn't had much of it. You guys can't even see the fight I'm having here. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna clean you up. Okay. I'm gonna weigh you again and see if you actually ate any of it. I'm gonna take it back outside, I guess, and put it back in the cage. It needs mommy. The way it climbed up my sleeve was just like, whenever I keep putting it back out in the cage, but whenever I go check on it, it hasn't moved like an inch. So I know it doesn't feel safe, it's not comfy, and it's gonna get chilly, so I don't know, I might have to bring it inside. So I'm gonna take it back outside. I took some of the hair from one of my other mamas who pulled tons and tons of hair, so she had some to spare. I took some from, see if I can do this without disturbing it. I took some from her and put in the nest box with him. With it, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I didn't want to stress it out enough to check. So anyway, so hopefully it's warm enough in there. But it still wants to burrow into my coat or into my jacket. So I feel really sad. But it's burrowed deeper in there. Anyway, I'm gonna go put it away. Feed it again before we go to bed. Yeah, so this is the finished product. It's very hot. I can rub some butter on there too if I want, which I might do that real quick. Okay, so there they are, buttered and shiny. Wonderful rolls. Okay, I didn't realize just how fat this shirt makes me look. It's like, I look like 100 pounds heavier than I really am. Anyway, so I am straining my kefir grains now so that I can make a kefir shake when Micah gets home. So I just literally strain it into my blender because we make a kefir shake a day and we split it between both of us. And I make about a quart jar of kefir every day. And then I just strain it into the blender whenever I'm ready to make my kefir shakes. And it seems to work pretty good, so I don't have it coming out of my ears, but I have just enough for what I need. Because I don't use it in a lot else. You can use it in the place of buttermilk and stuff in cooking, but I just don't do a lot of baking and stuff because Mike and I just don't eat a lot of baked goods. I mean, we eat those sourdough rolls and sometimes some pancakes, but even that is just like on occasion. So it's kind of a, you know, but we have kefir shakes every day. So it's so good and healthy for you. Lots of probiotics and everything in it. So I also add, I'll give you the recipe or show you what I do once I get this strained, and whenever Micah gets home and I make the kefir shake, I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge right now, but I will video it and show you guys what it is that I put in there. Mike and I normally eat like maybe 2 meals a day, 1 to 2 meals a day. I normally have breakfast and then we have like a late lunch. And Micah sometimes has breakfast and then has a late lunch. Because we go to bed so early, him having to get up between midnight and 3, depending on if he goes to the gym before work. So we have to go to bed anywhere between 4 and 6, depending on if he's going to the gym the next day. So we don't really eat dinner, we just eat like a late lunch. But since I have so many leftovers in the fridge today, I am not gonna have to make lunch really. I'm just gonna pull out some leftovers. So anyway, I'll show you guys maybe some meals that we do on another video because today it's not too hard. So also for this kefir shake, I have researched and figured out the fat, protein, and carbs, or calories in the protein shake after I put everything in there. And so because my husband is he bodybuilds and stuff, but he's been struggling to get the amount of protein that he needs, so he taught me how I needed to measure his food out and all the different things so that I can help him get what his body is needing in order to feel better and to put on the muscle that he's wanting to put on at the gym. Because he's not been getting enough sleep and not getting enough protein, fat, calories, all the things. Why do I keep saying he's not putting on the muscle mass that he's wanting to do in the gym. So, there I go saying it again. I am learning how to measure all the different things in everything that we eat so that I can help him make sure he's getting what he needs, which has been very interesting. It's definitely a lot harder than just throwing it out there, but you know, you do what you need to do for your hubby. That's somewhat of a better angle. Okay, so I am going to show you how to make this kefir shake real quick. So to make this kefir shake, I have the fat measurements for it measured, like calculated, the fat, the calories, and the protein that is in it so that my hubby knows. Okay, so to make the kefir shake, normally I would measure out my kefir so I know how much is in there so I can calculate all the, you know, nutrient stuff in it, but today I'm not going to worry about it. I got, so my kefir, it's a quart of kefir is what it is. Quart size of kefir. 1 cup of blueberries, 2 cups of strawberries, these are frozen. I'm doing half a cup of maple syrup. And this makes it pretty sweet. If you don't like it that sweet, you can just add less, but the nutrient, the fat, the calories, all that, whatever you call it, would be different if you did less. So you just have to calculate yourself. This is flaxseed, organic brown flaxseed. And this is whole, it is not ground. I do about 2 tablespoons in here. I kind of just dump it and guess that in there. And then I bought this bee pollen from the bakery that I worked at a while back, and I just never used it. And so I've been putting it in the kefir shakes. I don't know, maybe a tablespoon or so. It is supposed to be good for allergies, and it's just really healthy for you. So it's just bee pollen, but it's kind of expensive, so I probably will not buy it again, but because I worked there, I got a discount and I wanted to try it. So that was, goodness, that was a while ago. I hope it's, like, I don't know if it changes the nutrients in it every year because of different, like, the bees eating different or making the honey with different flowers. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm putting it in there anyway. Alrighty, so I just blend that up until it's nice and smooth. Ta-da, kefir shake. Okay, so out of what I didn't film since I've been gone, I went out, did chores, which consists of feeding the bunnies and Koa. Also played with Koa for a little while, got him running around and getting some of his energy out, and got my body moving, because keeping your body moving is very important for the healing journey I'm on. And I did not end up getting to do my qigong today. So doing some slapping, qigong type stuff, and moving my body, bouncing, swinging, swaying, running around with Koa, anything that gets my body moving is very important. So, and Koa has been tied up on the line most of the day. It's been raining and cold, and so I haven't gone out there. I've been so busy inside. So going out there and playing with him for a while was great. So I let him run around and play until he just was like, I'm done. So it was good. But that's about everything, what I've done that was not filmed. Okay, so I feed my little beta some beta pellets. He gets 3. Got them in my hand here. They're so tiny. Hi, buddy. You ready for some food? Dropped them in there. Sometimes they float. Looks like they're sinking, and he is blind. You blind? You weren't looking that direction. Now they're all down at the bottom. It's like, where are they? Fine. I'm going to have to clean your tank out sooner if I keep overfeeding you, but there. There. Might make you happy. I'll give you 2, and you're going to have to go find the other ones, okay? Yep, because I don't want you overfed. There you go. So happy. Alright. I'm going to feed these guys really quickly and let them eat before I turn their light off, because I still have to feed the bunny again and all that good stuff. So there's that. Maybe they'll come out and eat. There they come. I love the dwarf gourmies. They blow bubbles when they eat, and it just is so cute to me. I love watching them. So another thing I do during the day is kitchen scraps. I keep them all from onion peels, potato peels. I've got orange peels, lint from the dryer, coffee grounds, anything. I put it in a little bowl, take it out and put it in our compost pile for our garden. Okay, so another thing that I do is I make some tea every day. I drink this tea. It is Wild Bliss is the brand, Wild Bliss Organics. And I get the stinging nettle and raspberry leaf. I put them in a bowl, mix them together, and then dump them back in the containers. They last for a long time, but they're loose leaf. So loose leaf, you gotta have a little tea thing like this. I put a pinch in there, maybe 2 pinches. Just kind of fill it up, not even half full. I think it's like a teaspoon to a tablespoon, whatever you want, and then you can use the same deal at least twice. So I also like to get some, this is freeze-dried lemon balm and mint. My mom freeze dries, and so she gave me some of that, which has been so fun, so nice to have in my tea. I love it. We don't have a freeze dryer, but I do plan on dehydrating some. You can just hang them up around the house and let them dry. Or they also have things you can buy to put them in to dry, but depends on what you're willing to spend. Anyway, so then you just put that in your cup, you let it steep for a little bit, and then I'll put some honey in there. And that's what I drink every day to help with hormonal imbalances. And let me tell you, it has done wonders for me. It's been a very big help with like irregular cycles or really painful menstrual cycles, like a lot of stuff. It has really helped me with it. So that is something to think about if you're struggling with hormonal imbalances. Okay, so I did not film the third feeding of the little bunny. This video was getting way too long, so I didn't film that, but I think it's about time to go ahead and end this video. We are about to head to bed. It is almost 7 o'clock, so we went ahead and took our showers and we are heading to bed, so I think I'm just gonna end it here. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, seeing what goes on in a day here, and we will see you in the next video. God bless.